Hey everybody, thanks for clicking on the video. So this is a new series that I'm going to be starting. It's going to be deck profiles for Heart of the Cards format. That's what I've decided to name it, Heart of the Cards format. Didn't have a name before, now it does. I'm going to be renaming the channel to that, Heart of the Cards format. That's what it's going to be called. I'm collaborating with a YouTuber, Dueling Wave on YouTube. Go check him out. He makes amazing videos. He's my favorite YouTuber on YouTube. He has a Discord where they do a variation of the advanced Yu-Gi-Oh format called FK format. See if you can guess what that might stand for. And I contacted him about the format that I made, and he seemed interested. So FK format is for people who like complicated Yu-Gi-Oh, and Heart of the Cards format would be people who like slow-paced, GOAT format pace style Yu-Gi-Oh. So the link to his Discord's in the description. There's a section of the Discord dedicated to Heart of the Cards format. If you want to play, that's where you go. So this is a series I'm going to start, which is going to be deck profiles for Heart of the Cards format decks. I'm starting with Amazonas. So let's take a look. First thing we got, Freed the Mattress General at 3 copies. 3 of these guys. All the Amazonas cards are warrior, except for the tiger, which is a beast. So Freed searches the whole deck, basically. If you don't know what he does, during the draw phase, you can add a warrior to your hand instead of drawing. He's also untargetable. And, he's exactly what his title says. He's the general. You got your army. Every army needs a general. So that's Freed. Then we got 3 Amazonas Paladins. This is the main beater of the strategy, I would say. It just has 1700 attack and gains 100 attack for each Amazonas monster. That's including itself. So it starts out with 18 if it's just it alone on the field. Then we have 3 Amazonas Swordswomen, which is an iconic card from the early days of Yu-Gi-Oh! That reflects any damage you would take to the opponent. It's kind of like Relinquished, but Relinquished deals effect damage to both players, whereas Amazonas Swordswoman is only to the opponent. Very cool. Then we have 3 Amazonas Tiger. Now, Amazonas Tiger has an effect that you can only control one of it at a time, but I think 3 is actually not that big of a deal. Because in my testing, the fact that you can only control one of it didn't really seem to ever come up that much. It gains attack for each Amazonas on the field, and it's a lightning rod effect, so the opponent can only attack it and no other Amazonas monsters. Giant Rat at 3. Most of the monsters in this deck are Earth, so Giant Rat can search a good percentage, and is great for swarming as well. 1 Goblin Attack Force. This is another Earth Warrior, so fits with the deck very well. 1 Obnoxious Celtic Guard, which is an Earth Warrior, so fits with the deck, of course. 1 Panther Warrior, which is a Beast Warrior, which fits with the Beast support that goes with Amazonas Tiger, because lots of the Beast support also applies to Beast Warriors. This is mostly a beatdown deck, so I think Panther Warrior fits well. Amazonas Blowpiper. This has an effect that activates during the standby phase that reduces an opponent's monster by 500 attack. So the idea here basically is that you would summon it with Giant Rat, and then in the standby phase it would activate this effect to reduce an opponent's monster by 500 attack. Then we have 2 Amazonas Spellcasters, which swaps the original attack of an Amazonas monster and an opponent's monster. So it's a great way to get over any opponent's monster that has a large original attack, because there's not very many monsters in this deck that have huge attack point stats. So getting over those big monsters might be a challenge. So this is to help deal with that. Now, if it's a monster that has a huge attack because it gains attack, then you're out of luck. But if it's a monster that has a huge attack because it has a big original attack, then this is a tool to deal with that. 1 Monster Reborn, because it's a great card, of course. 1 Special Hurricane, you need a board wipe. One, Ties of the Brethren. If you're unfamiliar with what this does, it summons from the deck monsters with the same type, level, and attribute, but with different names. So, of course, you could see how this would work well with the Amazonas deck, because they're all warriors, earth, and level 4 for the most part. Wild Nature's Release. This combos with the Amazonas Tiger and the Panther Warrior. The A Forces. This is a great card that, because the point of this deck is mostly like swarming, this helps increase the attack of all the warrior monsters on the field. My Body is a Shield at 2 copies, just, to prevent destruction. Mystical Space Typhoon at 3 for the sake of taking care of your opponent's spell and trap threats. Gaia Power, 1 copy. All the monsters in this deck are Earth, so it's a great attack boost card. Amazonas Archers at 2 copies. Amazonas Archers is a great card. Excellent battle trap that will definitely catch the opponent by surprise and can sometimes win the game even when you thought that victory was hopeless. Dramatic Rescue. This is a good card that actually combos well with the Amazonas Spellcaster, because what it does is when an Amazonas monster is targeted by a card effect, it returns the Amazonas monster to the hand, and then you can special any other monster in your hand to the field. So what you can do is you can play Amazonas Spellcaster, which will target one of the Amazonas monsters, and then you can activate Dramatic Rescue in response to summon, say, Freed the Matchless General to your field, or any other monster in your hand to the field. Two of those. Then we got 1 Gorgon's Eye. There's not a lot of ways to deal with, say, Marshmelon in this deck, so this is for the sake of that. Then we have 2 Queen's Pawns for the sake of field swarming, which is kind of the whole point of this deck, is swarming. And Solemn Judgment. It's a oh shit button, so gonna want that. So that's the deck. Click the description for the Discord to play.